Hello, it's me, Karen. Well, guess what we're going to do today? I'm going to have a very simple supper. So you know how I am. I like to take stuff you can buy in the store and create your own design to it. Well, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to have actually a simple box of Hamburger Helper. This is actually the cheeseburger hamburger helper. I'm going to doctor this up to make it even more yummier than what it can be. It's not always about cooking from scratch, but if you add a little scratch to it, it always is a little bit better. So, package of Hamburger Helper. I'm using cheeseburger today, so this is the one we're going to design. And I guess if you don't want Hamburger Helper brand, you can use any brand you want. I don't endorse brands, but I'm using Hamburger Helper today. I'm also got a chunk of Velveeta cheese, just a chunk of it. I don't even know how much that would be if I'd melt it. Maybe a little bit, probably, maybe not quite a half, but just a big chunk of it I got. I went ahead and I got my hamburger, and I've already got it cooked on the stove. What we're going to do, and I've got this on heat, I'm warming my hamburger back up, and I'm going to take my knife, plain kitchen knife, and we're just going to cut chunks in this. Just go ahead and cut your Velveeta kind of all over your hamburger, okay? And we're going to let this melt. What we're doing is doctoring that cheeseburger up. It's probably pretty good without being doctored up, but I'm going to doctor it up. You know, kids probably just like it like that. So we got Velveeta cheese in that, and we're going to let that melt, and I'm also going to add a little bit of milk. Now, how much milk, we don't know. Let me get my measuring cup out for you guys, okay? So I'm going to start, because if you read the package, it says to do all this stuff. We're not even going by those directions. I've already boiled water and got my noodles already cooked. They're right in here from the Hamburger Helper package. Get you one of these strainers like this. If you can't, it's right on a pan. Works good. Well, it's pretty out today. I'm taking advantage of that. I'm sad that my flowers and tomato plant hit the dust. Boy, they just bit the dust. I tried everything, took the sheets and wrapped it around and did all that stuff. Well, guess what? It didn't help. They're gone bye-bye. Oh, well, there's always next summer. Okay, so right now I've got Velveeta cheese cut up in this hamburger. I got it on heat. I'm going to let that melt, and I'm going to add some milk to that. So I'm going to add a half a cup of milk to my Velveeta and my hamburger. Just directly pour it in there. Now we're going to put a lid on this, and we're going to melt all that together. Now we're not going to do it on high, okay? I've got it on my stove, I got it on about a 4. So we're going to watch that, and we're going to melt that together. Now if you want to do it, get your big bowl out and do it in the microwave. I don't care. I use my microwave a lot for stuff like that. But I've got it on the stove today. So in a minute, when this gets back and it's all melted together, we're going to go to the next step. I really do wish it would rain. I appreciate all this warm weather. But I'm going to tell you what, it is so dry out there. When I see my cows and little calves running, it's just dust everywhere. So we do need to pray for some rain. Because we really, really need it. It's really, really dry. But other than that, it's a beautiful day, and I'm not going to complain at all. I actually had a procedure done a couple days ago, and thank you, O Lord, for medical treatment that can help us. That's just a gift from God. People say, where's your faith? God can heal you. Yes, and God does heal us. You know what? Through medicine and through medical treatments that He designed for us to learn. That is really how I look at that. For example, and real quick, let's take people that have very bad cataracts and they can no longer see very good. God gave us the intelligence to perform a surgery that not only can we see, but most of us can see better than we ever have. So He does open the eyes of blind people. That's how I look at it. You'll find very little negativity in me, and if you knew my history and what I've been through, I'd probably have a good right to be very negative. The devil's not going to win. I don't give him praise, and when I'm negative and I talk negative, I'm praising him, and I'm not going to do it. I refuse it. I refuse to do it. I'm a human being. I might slip every once in a while, but that's where prayer comes in. Anyway, enough of me. I'll be back in a few minutes. We're going to continue on with this hamburger helper dish. All right, I've got my hamburger and my Velveeta cheese. That's what I used. You can probably use anything, but I do suggest Velveeta cheese or the Off-Brand. You know, I don't care. That processed cheese that looks like Velveeta is fine with me, wherever you want to get it. Anyway, I put a chunk of it in here. I've got my half a cup of milk and my hamburger, which I've probably got, a little bit over a pound of hamburger in this, maybe. Not a lot. So that's all melted together. Can you see the consistency of that? That's kind of what we're wanting. I did my noodles ahead and I boiled them. We're not going by the recipe. Forget the recipe on that box. I boiled these. Now, like I have told you all before, don't rinse your pasta. Leave it starchy, because when it's starchy, things cling to it better. That is me, okay? I don't know what Gordon Ramsay would say. I don't care what Gordon Ramsay would say. Matter of fact, he'd probably look at me and laugh his head off. But I got news for Gordon Ramsay. Most people cook like I do. I doubt very seriously if Gordon Ramsay's ever been to a grocery store on his own and had to shop on a budget like we all have to. There's more people that have to cook like me than to cook like Gordon Ramsay. So Gordon Ramsay, welcome to the poor community. This is what we have to do. So nothing against Gordon Ramsay. I like him. I watch him and all that stuff. But I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Unless you've lived poor, you don't know what poor is. All right, so back to me again. I got my noodles done. Got my cheese in the hamburger melted. I got a half a cup of milk in it. Now, what we're going to do now, kids, right back to my old strainer. This is something else y'all need to go get you. Okay? I got it on a pan. We're going to take a can of crushed tomatoes. We're going to pour them in there and we're going to drain them. Okay? We're going to drain that juice off. I don't want the juice in this, because I'm just using this as a little bit of a enhancer. Okay? So I don't want it to take over the dish. I want it to enhance it. You know me. While I'm at it, we're going to take a clean spoon. We're going to taste this mixture over the hamburger and stuff. Okay, right now it does not need salt. So, take your drained tomatoes. Just leave them there until they get drained. We're going to go ahead and use this package that came with that. I don't know where my scissors are, so we'll just use the old knife. How's that? Go ahead and put that package in this, directly into the hamburger and cheese that I already did. Go ahead and put your package in there, okay? Maybe, if I can get it open, we will, won't we? I'm going to put that directly into that. I'm using a plastic spoon. Wooden spoon's fine. I still have my heat on low. Mix that together. Now, this is kind of an interesting thing I'm going to tell you here. If you want to use green peppers and an onion, and I normally would, chop them up fine, put some green peppers and that little bit of onion, chopping it up fine. But because I may have guests tonight, he's very important to me. He's makes my heart feel very good. He's kind of picky. And you know what? He's my grandson. And guess what we grandmas do for our grandkids? That's right. I'm one of you. So we're not going to add what he don't like. So we went ahead and added. I went ahead. Now it's kind of gotten a thickness to it. See? And because it's kind of thick, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of more milk. I want it a little bit more runnier than this, and I'm going to tell you why. Add just a little bit of, I'm just going to add a little bit. I just want it a little bit more runnier, because I'm going to put this in a casserole dish. And when I'm ready to warm it up, it's all going to be already cooked. You could eat it right immediately if you wanted to. I want that a little bit more moisture in there, not a lot. So I add a little bit more milk. We can have just a little bit of more thinness to it, not a lot. going to take our tomatoes that I've drained, put them directly into this. Go ahead and mix that up too. I'm going to show you here. We're just doctoring it up. Sometimes those things go on sale and they come in handy. So this is what it's going to be looking like. You see that? I don't have the best equipment in the world, but that's okay. You all are like me. So I got those tomatoes in there. Now, I'm going to directly add my noodles that I drained, but I did not rinse. We're going to mix that together. I'll show you here. I'm just mixing this together. See? Just mix that together. Covering all that really good. Now, at this point, you could eat it right out of the bowl. You really could. You could eat that right out of the bowl. Ready to go, as they say. Let's go ahead and taste it. See if we need anything with this, okay? I don't. You can season it at the table, though. You'd be shocked. I know one thing Ramsay's got I don't have, and that's sous chef. I'm just going to put it in here. Just in a casserole dish. 9 by 11, whatever one you want to use. Go ahead and we're going to put this whole thing. It's ready to eat. It is right now just ready to eat. We have took a cheap Hamburger Helper dish and we doctored it up. We did not go by the recipe. You'd be shocked just how adding those little tomatoes, what it did to this. Now what I'm going to do, it's really already just delicious. And if you want it even more cheesier than I did, you can add more cheese to it. You don't have to add cheese to the top or anything now if you don't want to, okay? I mean, it's ready to go. What I'm going to do, look, this came out of this. Just by adding a couple extra ingredients. I'm going to cover this up and it's ready to go. So when it's time for me to eat, I'm just going to put my oven on warm. Now, a little over warm. Okay, let's not say warm, 200. And I'm going to let it just heat up. I don't want it to bake that much anymore. I just want it to heat up. So I'm going to cover that with foil when it's time to go and stick it in the oven, put it on 200. Heat it up. There you are. If you want to add a salad to it or whatever, go right ahead. Toast you up a couple pieces of, great way to do bread. I used to love it. Take plain old light bread and put a lot of butter on it. Put a little bit of garlic salt on it or garlic powder, just a little. And I'm going to tell you, if you stick that in the oven and turn your oven on, now listen very carefully on this one. Turn it on broil and watch it. It won't take long. And it will get brown crispy around the side. You'd be shocked how good that is. But watch it like a hawk. It don't take long. So, here we are. We got supper again made out of Hamburger Helper. Isn't that wonderful? For us, that's on a budget. Most people ain't on a budget. I mean, most people can't, go to the grocery store and just get whatever they want. I'm cooking for us. There's more people like me out there that has to watch it. So we can create dishes on our own. There you go. It's Karen. Have a great day. Love seeing y'all be with me. Thank you.